Hi everyone, my name's Kenley. If you're new, welcome to my channel. The very society that all of us live in today is built on a fear-based mentality, right? You know, people are worrying about bills, about corona. Don't get me started. Just bloody seasonal flu, even though flu isn't flu what people think flu is, but that's another video. So, that being said, so what do I mean by this? And so everything is a rush, you know, becoming a new mum, you know, it's like the pressure's on to meet these bloody goals and these statistical, yeah, you get me. And so, you know, I like to think, right, love is patience, is taking the time, is giving the space. The opposing being fear. Some people call it hate, but that's a duality thing. You can't hate if you don't love, and so it's, but yeah, I'll stick on to the point of subject. So, you know, this fear at school when you're growing up, and you're doing these tests, you're doing all this academic stuff, and you're being marked on your work or not, graded on your work, good or bad. You know, you're scared of what the teacher will say, you're scared of what your parents will say, you're scared about leaving school and what you're going to do, and rah, fucking rah, right? Well, all this has a negative impact. Apart from the obvious being your well-being, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, or all of them, because they're all linked. What we've been through, you know, on a collective with the corona, you know, and all that rigmarole and bullshit. If you want to argue, comment below. I would love the challenge, trust me. So, the last scenario that people in vast numbers have been through is the obvious, like I say, you know, the lockdowns, the pushing of vaccinations that aren't tested, in case you didn't know, but don't get me started. And so what does that do exactly? How can that be bad for your health, apart from just mental, emotional, thought processes? Well, I'll tell you how. We are predominantly running on survival when it comes to fear-based programming, which has a profound effect on your adrenal glands situated just above, on top of the kidneys. Think about the increase in chronic fatigue syndrome, you know, cancers, prostate, all these types of things. But deeper still, when you're in a state of survival, i.e., when you are, let's just say how it is. Predominantly me, you, us, get used to being in this fear mentality, which acts on a part of the brain called the amygdala, aka reptilian brain, fight, flight, or freeze, right? And so if you're always pushing this, and absorbing this from your surroundings, media, news, friends, family, etc., etc., you are putting pressure on the kidneys. Your foot is constantly on the gas. When you're in a state of stress, your body releases cortisol that tells your brain and your body and your muscles and everything that makes you you to be on your tippy toes, and you can't have a rest, sleep with one eye open, because you never know what's around the corner, who, etc., etc. And so a lot of people get stuck, not thinking this, but people get stuck, their bodies get stuck in this rut, and even when they try to relax, it's like they've forgotten how. Because even when they remove their foot off the gas, the stress pedal, they still feel stressed. It's a well-known fact, when you are in a state of despair, fear, panic, pain, any form of distress, it should be obvious that in this state of mind, you are going to make bad decisions based on that fear, based on that stress, based on being in the hot seat. And so usually kidney problems, not all, like I said on my channel description and information, I'm not a doctor, nor do I want to be one, or claim to be one, or even wish to be one. And I'm not a qualified nutritionalist or naturopathic doctor. That being said, I know what I know, because I've still got the shoes on. So don't get it twisted, right? I know what I know through doing the work and finding out what I am finding out as we speak. And it's all a learning curve, one that I am enjoying, but can be painful. Anyway, let's stick to the subject. So when your kidneys are under stress from the adrenal glands, get ready, because any minute, people, any minute, the corona monster is going to come and get you, or whatever is going on in your life. It begins to, it keeps your mindset in a state of survival. So you have a tendency to be defensive, not be in a healthy mindset or attitude to learn, to think clearly. Think about animals. When they're scared, they'll attack, they'll run, they'll freeze. We're not much different to them. In fact, a lot of pets are struggling with major kidney weakness and deterioration. Many are born with it, the same as many humans. If you don't believe me, do the research. Don't just take my word for it. Don't go against me without, okay then, if this is true, where's the evidence and shit, right? Because in my life, what I'm going through at the minute, I am the evidence because of what I've found out, and also people that I know that are close to me can also vouch for this and the massive increase in my overall health. So yeah, fear keeps us in a narrow mindset, and that your very existence could be or is at risk every second of every day. And so you begin to operate from the reptilian brain, which is basic. Let's face it, just basic, self-preservation of one's life, survival as in food and nourishment, sustenance, right? So, and it is, one of the oldest parts of the brain. So if you don't want to be in a state of being basic, caveman type mentality, you need to come away from fear. Not only will this assist you in being a better person, with better awareness, a better ability to learn, a better ability to feel empathy, remorse, to feel joy, to feel grateful. Right? So, I like to remember what the letters that make the word fear stand for. And there's a couple that come to mind. So, false evidence appearing real. Or, on the upside, face everything and rise. Rise to what? The challenge. Don't run. Turn around and face it head on. It's the only way to deal with fear. So, my arm's aching now. Adrenal fatigue is a big and growing, ever growing issue. It's a subject close to my heart because of what I'm currently working my way out of. But not only for that, my dad, my hero. My dad is the most important man in my life and always will be. And whether he knows it or not, that's true. He's had cancer of the kidney. So, it's a subject you could say that I'm a little biased on. But let's face it, it's a big C word. You've either been diagnosed with this yourself, or you know someone very close, very near and dear to you that have battled this, and many have won the battle, so to speak, and many have lost that battle. The reason for this channel is I want to try and empower people in true knowledge. When you know, you know. And when you think you don't know. Only when you know. When you do it yourself. It's like high school, secondary school, whatever you call it. Science, you know. You do the shit. You record the results and what you find out. And write what you've learned about it. And so really every day should be a science experiment. So but the world lives in this mentality of, oh, it's so crazy that you think that you can sustain yourself on fruit. Well, you know what? I'm regenerating the enamel on my teeth. And that's the tooth. Now, what dentist would even know about that, or tell you about that, or even believe that that shit is possible? But I am sitting on my buttocks here, telling you now, from my mouth, that is possible. And people need to realise that the possibilities are tremendously endless, possibly infinite, right? That you can regenerate, restore and re-heal your body instead of putting your life in a surgeon's hands and letting them cut part of your endocrine system out. Because I'm telling you now, God gave you two. Because why? Because you fucking need two. You ain't got one spare. It's like flat pack furniture, right? You only have spares if you've not put it together right, okay? And this body that we're all in is beautifully, perfectly imperfect by nature. That being said, sorry for waffling on, but I wish everybody knew not to trust any surgeon or doctor with their life and take responsibility for their self. How about that? Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now and take care.